I've got my fellow Brit right next to me right here. Congratulations on the show. It was wicked.
Oh, thank you so much. So nice to hear the word wicked.
I know,
Brits abroad.
There you go.
No,
British Invasion. So tell us about the inspiration behind this collection.
Absolutely. So I'm half Spanish and half English, and I was really inspired by my Spanish family. They are these strong women, predominantly female family.
Yeah.
And so it was really about like my home village. And you saw that Spanish flair and all the laces and the ruffles and the music. And, yeah.
My sister-in-law is from Barcelona, and we have 2 sons, so I could totally relate with that. Always in Barcelona and Sitges. So, originally from London and like living here, like New York based, how has that influenced the way you're working?
Oh, it absolutely has. I think the British sensibility gave me that creative flair that so many British designers have as well.
And humour as well. Because you say anything here and it's offensive.
Oh, yeah, I know. My banter is not appreciated at many occasions. But and then New York has taught me how to just like see no boundaries.
Yes.
And I think there's a lot of corporate support for designers here that doesn't necessarily exist in the UK as much. There's some, but there could be more. Here it's easier to get funding.
So then how did that change your life? You know, you're a CFDA finalist, you know, how did that change your life?
It was really the advice I received.
Yeah.
It was being able to get Anna's advice on what she thinks my business needs, and Diane from Furstenberg's advice, and Andrew Rosen and Jeffrey Kalinsky, all
Steve.
of them. Yeah, Steve and Kolb has been amazing to me. Like, they all had individual pieces of advice which have been amazing. Like, Diane told me, she was like, make everything stretch and women will love you.
Yeah.
And it's kind of true. Like, it fits everybody and it's comfortable.
What's your whole views on, say, like the Hudson Yards? A lot of designers had to pull out the Hudson Yards because of Steve Ross's contribution to Donald Trump's campaign. And what's your views on that? Should people be able to express themselves? I thought this is like New York City, and people are not going to talk to you because you like a certain party. Like,
I kind of think that, yes, it's good to be aware where money's coming from, what supporters are doing what, but I don't think pulling out completely and putting a further space between us is the answer to making them appreciate and understand us. I think it's about educating people more about acceptance of all different, whether it's an ethnicity or a sexuality or a view or whatever it is. And I think just to remove yourself from the equation isn't progressing the conversation. And I don't think people say that pressure will make them not take the money. They're still going to take the money. They're just not going to pay their workers more and so on. So I think you've got to try to educate.
and it's like someone screaming about animal cruelty with leather shoes on.
Yes.
It's like... How have you managed to do sustainability? Because your collection is like beautiful. My favourite one is the one with the red dress and those big, big feathers.
Thank you. So it's really hard as a young designer to be sustainable, especially when you do what I do with like glitter and feathers. But because it's expensive as a young designer, so we really focus hard on making it work. So
How? Tell the viewers how.
So all of our crystals are recycled by raw materials that are used in the factory, and they get all the offcuts of the crystals and melt them down. It's recycled. All the heat in the factories that heat the factories is from the furnaces, so they've got lower energy consumption.
Yeah.
And then with materials, we make sure that they're from mills that aren't blasting like inks into the rainforest. And like all just like trashing environments. We make sure they're from sustainable factories.
And then what just keeps you going? Because I'm so proud you're like, you know, a British designer here, you know, waving that British flag for all of us. What gives your motivation, just keeps you going and going and going? We've seen so many designers here today, gone tomorrow, you know?
Oh, I don't even know. I think my mum installed a very hardcore work ethic
my mum,
in me.
yeah.
Like, she was not joking. Like, I was very much like, when you finished your homework, I'm giving you extra homework.
Yes.
That was how I grew up.
My dad was like, my mum,
Yeah, and I think it served me really well. Like, I hated it at the time.
Yes.
But now I love it, and it's really all my mum.
Things that you would change about New York Fashion Week?
I would like more space for students to come to the show. Like, I would love to have like 300 students on each side.
Excellent.
And then I'd like more understanding from model agencies to allow young designers to get bigger models, which helps us get grants and funding.
Excellent.
Because you got higher audience seeing it, and that's a very difficult moment.
Well, let's go and see this gentleman's collection here. Brits in the building, Euro invasion, British invasion right here. Thank you.
Abroad.
Brits abroad, thank you.